Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 2, Prayers by the Demigods, text number 36. Na Nama Rupe Guna Janma Karmabir Nirupitave Vye Tava Tasya Sakshina Mano Vachobhyam Anumeya Vartmano Deva Kriyayam Pratiyanti Tatapi Hi Nanama Rupe Gunajanma Karmabir Nirupitavye Tavatasya Sakshina Manovachobhyam Anumeya Vartmano Deva Kriyayam Pratiyantyatapihi Nanama Rupe Gunajanma Karmabir Nirupitavye Tavatasya Sakshina Manovachobhyam Anumeya Vartmano Deva Kriyayam Pratiyantyatapihi Ladies? Na, not, Namarupe, the name and form, Guna, with attributes, Janma, appearance, Karma-bi, activities or pastimes, Nirupitavye, are not able to be ascertained, Tava, your, Tasya, of him, Sakshinaha, who is the direct observer, Manaha, of the mind, Vachobhyam, words, Anumeya, hypothesis, Vartmanaha, the path, Deva, O Lord, Kriyayam, in devotional activities, Pratiyanti, they realize, Ata api, still, he, indeed, you can be realized by the devotees. Translation, O Lord, your transcendental name and form are not ascertained by those who merely speculate on the path of imagination. Your name, form, and attributes can be ascertained only through devotional service. Translation, please repeat. O Lord, your transcendental name and form are not ascertained by those who merely speculate on the path of imagination. Your name, form, and attributes can be ascertained only through devotional service. Such a sweet verse, huh? Nanamarupe guna janma karma vir nirupitatye tavatasya sakshina manovachobhyam manume vartmane deva kriyayam pratiyantyatapyahi. So sweet. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. As stated in Padma Puran, Ataksi Krishna Nabadi Nabhave Grayam Indriyai Seva Mukhi Jivado Swayam Eva Sparatyada. One cannot understand the transcendental nature of the name, form, quality, and pastimes of Sri Krishna through one's materially contaminated senses. Only when one becomes spiritually advanced by transcendental service to the Lord, or the name, form, quality, and pastimes of the Lord revealed to him. This is a very, very famous verse. Everybody should know this verse by heart, huh? Ataksi Krishna Nabari Nabhave Grayam Indriyai Sevam Mukhi Jivado Swayam Eva Sparatyada. Sri Krishna's name, Nam Adi. Adi means etc. Name, form, pastimes. Nabhavad Grayam. Just like we say in English, grasp. Can't be grasped. Indriya, by the senses. Nabhavad Grayam Indriya. You cannot be grasped by the senses. Sevon Mukhi Jivado. Only by service. Seva means service. We have to become Sevan Mukhi. And that service begins with the tongue, Jiva. Prabhupada explains, by the tongue we speak and by the tongue we taste. So we begin our devotional service very nicely by speaking about Krishna or chanting Krishna's name and also tasting nice transcendental Mahaprasadam. Then Swayameva Spratira, Krishna reveals within the heart of the devotee, automatically. Seeing Krishna and his transcendental name, form, and activities are all transcendental in nature, ordinary person or those who are slightly advanced cannot understand them. Even big scholars who were non-devotees think that Krishna is fictitious. Yet although so-called scholars and commentators do not believe that Krishna was factually an historical person whose presence on the battlefield of Kurukshetra is recorded in the history of Mahabharata, they feel compelled to write commentaries on Bhagavad Gita and other historical records. Seva mukhihi jivado swayameva spratyada. Krishna's transcendental name, form, attributes, and activities can be revealed only when one engages in his service in full Krishna consciousness. So Krishna's name, form, pastimes, these things are all transcendental. Later there's a very nice verse, I hope it's coming up. There's so many nice verses in this purport, a very long purport. But still, foolish people who have no entrance into the science of devotional service, they claim that Krishna was a fictitious person. The Prabhupada explains here, he's in the Mahabharata is the great history of India, and Krishna's presence is described there in Mahabharata. But because they're non-devotees, they have no devotional sentiment, because here it says Krishna's name, form, fame, pastimes cannot be understood just by our senses. One has to engage in devotional service, which is what the next line is going to tell us. Then swayameva spratyat, then automatically from within the heart, Krishna's actual position is revealed. This is confirmed, or rather, this confirms Krishna's own words in Bhagavad Gita 18:55. Everybody should know this verse by heart too, no? Bhaktya mam avijananti yavan yaschasma tattvata tato mam tattvatas gyatva visate tadanusaram anantaram. One can understand the Supreme Personality Godhead as He is only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of the Supreme Lord by such devotion, one can enter into the kingdom of God. Only by sevamukhi, by engaging oneself in the Lord's service, can one realize the name, form, qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is one of the most important verses in Bhagavad Gita. Here Krishna is, throughout Bhagavad Gita, He's confirmed that only I can be known by devotional service. This is 18th chapter, this is the end, 55th verse, almost toward the end. Krishna is confirming very emphatically, only by devotional service can I be understood. So the mundane scholars have no entrance. Somehow or other, this is the difference between Western idea and the Eastern idea. In West, they say if somebody is a practitioner, then he cannot give any objective understanding. We cannot hear from someone who's a practitioner. And our philosophy is that without somebody, unless somebody's practitioner, how we can hear from him? Completely opposite. Unless one practices devotional service, Krishna says, Prabhupada says by his own words, that he can only be understood by devotional service. So by mundane scholarship, we'll never understand. But this is the division between East and West. They say, if someone's a practitioner, we can't hear from him because he won't give any objective. But their so-called objectivity is their own subjectivity. But unless one's actually practicing, how will he be able to describe devotional service? Because when one practices, one feels. Anyway, later we'll get into it. This is a long, wonderful purport. O Lord, the demigods say, the impersonalists who are non-devotees cannot understand that your name is identical with your form. Since the Lord is absolute, there is no difference between His name, His form, and His form, actual form. In the material world, there is difference between the form and the name. The mango fruit is different from the name mango. One cannot taste the mango fruit simply by chanting mango, mango, mango. But the devotee who knows there is no difference between the name and the form of the Lord chants, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, and realizes that he is always in Krishna's company. So in the material world, the name of the thing, Prabhupada gives the example here of mango. The name and the fruit are different. If we chant mango, 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 we'll just get thirsty. But we won't get to taste of mango. But we're chanting Hare Krishna every day. We're chanting at least minimum 16 rounds every day, and plus kirtan, and plus during the day we find ourselves chanting, and we're not getting tired of this. We can challenge anybody. Do you chant Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola, and we'll chant Hare Krishna. We see Prabhupada, for almost 80 years he was chanting Hare Krishna. Even from his childhood, from 4 years old, so 80 years. And not that it became old. Material world, everything grows dull. But this is the proof that Krishna's name is not different from himself. We saw Prabhupada chanting Hare Krishna and tears flowing from his eyes by chanting. After 80 years of chanting, not that it became dull, oh Hare Krishna, same old thing. Sometimes we saw quivering in his body, sometimes tears flowing from his eyes. So this is the proof that we are the practical proof. Prabhupada said the proof of the pudding is in the tasting. We chant Hare Krishna and we feel some ecstasy. It's not that on Sunday feast we tell all the devotees, you jump up and down during the kirtan so we can collect donations. We'll give you 100 rupees after kirtan. We're not giving them anything. Why are they dancing and chanting in ecstasy? Because they're feeling something. In fact, their parents are all upset that you're not getting any money. You work so hard there, you don't give you any money. Why are they working hard? Why are they jumping and dancing? It's not that we give them 100 rupees on Sunday that you jump and dance so we can press the guests and get nice donation. No. Because they're actually feeling transcendental happiness that cannot be explained by anything material. For persons who are not very advanced in absolute knowledge of the Supreme, Lord Krishna exhibits his transcendental pastimes. They can simply think of the pastimes of the Lord and get full benefit. Since there is no difference between the transcendental name and form of the Lord, there is no difference between the transcendental pastimes and the form of the Lord. Let me read that again. Since there is no difference between the transcendental name and form of the Lord, there is no difference between the transcendental pastimes and the form of the Lord. For those who are less intelligent, like women, laborers, or the mercantile class, the great sage Vyasadeva wrote Mahabharata. In Mahabharata, Krishna is present in his different activities. Mahabharata is history, and simply by studying, hearing, and memorizing the transcendental activities of Krishna, the less intelligent can also gradually rise to the standard of pure devotee. So if Krishna's name is not different from himself, then his form is also not different from himself. This means Krishna is absolute. Therefore, since the name and form are the same, his pastimes also absolute. By relishing the pastimes of Krishna, one associating directly with Krishna, one becomes enlightened. Like sometimes people ask, you tell the same old stories, don't you get tired? But the more I tell stories about Krishna, the more ecstasy I feel. Even after so many, 35 years of taking people on Prikrama, I never get tired. It's always, because it's always fresh, it's ever fresh. Krishna is Navayovanam, it's always ever fresh. So Krishna's name, form, pastimes, all are on the same transcendental level. The pure devotees who were always absorbed in the thought of the transcendental lotus feet of Krishna and who were always engaged in devotional service and full Krishna consciousness are never to be considered to be in the material world. Srila Rupa Goswami has explained that those who are always engaged in Krishna consciousness by body, mind, and activities are to be considered liberated even within this body. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Those who are engaged in the devotion to the Lord have already transcended the material position. So Krishna's service is transcendental, so those who are engaged in service, they're not on the material platform. Just like we're traveling around to different temples, everywhere we go, the whole atmosphere is Vaikuntha. All the devotees are very ecstatically serving the Lord, serving the devotees. We were just in Pune, so much, 2 temples are there with so ecstatic services going on. We came here, we're having a wonderful ecstatic festival. The karmis, whatever they do, they can't stand it. That's why the weekend comes, they're just waiting for the weekend so they can get free from what they're doing. But we're doing the same thing every day and not getting tired, we're getting more and more enlivened. Because Krishna's service also none different from himself. Therefore, when we come to the temple, we feel it's a completely different atmosphere. I can remember when I first came to the temple was just, we just took an old house on rent and put some funny pictures and some funny colors, and we called it a temple. But as soon as you walk inside, oh wow, there's a different atmosphere here, because this is not part of the material world. Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita that anything used, the worker, this object, everything becomes Brahm, becomes spiritual. People are asking for they want to see some mystical power. We have the mystical power to turn matter into spirit. So the same old Makrana marble that you'll find in the big, tall skyscraper building, but this is spiritual and that's material. It's just like so many big buildings are there. This is also a big building. But we come here, we feel, wow, the special atmosphere here. We see Radha Bihari so beautifully dressed. We are very thankful to the devotees here for so nicely worshipping Radha Bihari. So wonderful, we feel so enlivened, because this is not material, it's spiritual. So we're not in the material world here. It's like Vaikuntha. We were just in Pune Vaikuntha, we came from Vrindavan Vaikuntha, and now we're in Juhu Vaikuntha. Nearby is Chopati Vaikuntha. It's all spiritual world. Krishna appears in order to give a chance to both the devotees and non-devotees for realization of the ultimate goal of life. The devotees get the direct chance to see him and worship him. Those who are not on that platform get the chance to become acquainted with his activities and thus become elevated in the same position. This is one of the reasons why we go on Harinam Sankirtan. So people indirectly, they get benefit. They're not interested to come to the temple to hear and chant about the Lord, so we take the chanting to the streets and people hear the chanting. Imperceptibly they become benefited. Just like one time we were holding a big festival in the middle of the city. Every day we were there chanting and distributing books. And I saw one businessman coming by every day. So one day he stopped me. He said, every day you guys are here chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Then I go home at night, and when I try to go to sleep, only Hare Krishna going in my mind. I was envious. I wish when I went to sleep, Hare Krishna would go in my mind. And so even they don't want spiritual life, they're getting spiritual life. This is the great advantage of Krishna consciousness. So Krishna is giving chance by appearing by the devotees going and having Rath Yatra festivals and Harinam Sankirtan, giving chance for everyone, because everything they associate with is material. The Krishna is so kind, even if Krishna's name accidentally appears in some word, just like sometimes you go to the laundromat and it's called Landro Rama. So people are chanting the name Rama. Accidentally, but still they're getting benefit. This is Krishna's great mercy. He's trying to get us out of this material world. He's more anxious, Prabhupada says, he's more anxious to get us out than we are anxious to go. The Brahma Samhita 538 says, Premanjana charita bhakti vilochanena santak sadaiva hridayesu vilokayanti yam shama sundarama chinta guna sarupam govinda mari purusham tamaham bhajami. The Prabhupada doesn't give the translation. We know that Premanjana charita bhakti vilochaneta, that Anjana means ointment. Prabhupada explains, can anyone see God? No one can see God. But if sometimes we have some problem in our eye, the doctor puts some ointment, then we see very clearly. So same way, we cannot see Krishna, but when our eyes are anointed with the Premanjana, the ointment of Prem, then Yam Shama Sundaram, then we see Shama Sundar everywhere. Achinta Guna Swarupam. Not that these forms are material, achintya, guna. Krishna's qualities are also achintya, inconceivable. Premanjana charita bhakti vilone, santak sarai viridyesu, within our heart and everywhere. Bilokiyan yam shama sundaram achinta guna srupam, Govinda mari purusham tamaham bhajami. I worship that Govinda, the primeval Lord. This is Lord Brahma speaking. I remember we were sitting in LA, and this is 1970s, and there was one so-called 14-year-old avatar of Krishna who later married his secretary. Some mundane girl, anyway. But he was coming to Los Angeles, and since we're the devotees of Krishna and he's the avatar, the latest avatar of Krishna, they wanted us to come to the airport to chant. So we very vehemently refused to come, and we reported to Prabhupada. He said, who says he's avatar? We accept Krishna. Why? Because the big guns, Prabhupada said, we accept the big guns. Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Vyasa, Devala, Asita, the big guns accept. So we accept the big guns. Who has told this is avatar? Our scriptures have told, our sacharyas have told, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva have told, we accept what the big guns say. And always this verse reminds me, Premanjana, just like in Braj, there's one village called Anjanok. This is the village of Indulekha. It's also called Anjanavan. So if it's not misty, when you turn the corner at Anjanok, then ahead of you down the road you can see Barsana. Barsana is not far away. So Krishna was at that place, he was playing his flute, and Radharani was busy doing her makeup. And when she heard Krishna's flute, she just stopped everything she was doing and ran to that Anjanvan. And when Krishna saw Radharani, he became laughing, because her makeup was only half done. Then he took one stone, he rubbed it with some water, and he created Anjana. That's why this place is called Anjanavan or Anjanok. He made kajal, and he finished doing Radharani's makeup. And that Shila is still there, the Anjana Shila, or what the Brishbhas say, Kajaroti, because they mix R's and L's around, so it should be kajal. They say Kajaroti Shila. You rub it with a little water, and then you can put kajal on your eyes. I remember the wife of one of my godbrothers, she rubbed her whole hand, it became black. She looked, she said, oh, I'm not going to wash this hand for the next year. So this is Anjanavan. Although Krishna's transcendental form is presented as black, devotees who are in love with the Supreme Personality Godhead appreciate the Lord as Shyam Sundar, having a very beautiful black form. The Lord's form is so beautiful that Brahma Samhita also states, Venum kvanantam aravinda dalaya taksham barhavatam sam atitam buddhasundarangam ilarpakoti kamaniya vishesha shobham govindamadi purusham tamam bhajami. I worship the Govinda, the primeval Lord, who plays on his transcendental flute. His eyes are like lotus, He is decorated with peacock plumes, and his bodily color resembles that of a fresh black cloud, although his bodily features are more beautiful than millions of cupids. Kandarpa Koti Kamaniya. The beauty of the Supreme Lord can be seen by devotees who are in love with him, devotees who are anointed with the love of Godhead. Premanjana Charita Bhakti Vilochanena. Srila Prabhupada explains, although Krishna is black, he's very, very beautiful. Generally, especially I've seen people think that the more light color they are, the more attractive they are. So black is generally not to be considered so attractive, but Krishna is more, he's black, but he's more attractive than millions of cupids. Just like one time in Detroit, the Prabhupada was having darshan, and he was speaking, and then he asked us any questions. So there was one black-bodied devotee there, because Detroit is famous for black people. So he was raising his hand and he's making funny sound. Because generally these people are very simple, not so well educated. And so Prabhupada could understand that he was going to ask some terrible question, so he tried to avoid him. But nobody else raised their hand, and he was going, So finally Prabhupada acknowledged him. He said, I say Srila Prabhupada, I say Srila Prabhupada. They talk like this. I say Srila Prabhupada, Krishna be blacky, don't he? Krishna be blacky, don't he? I say Srila Prabhupada. All the GBCs looked around ready to burn him to ashes, Sannyasi, everybody turned around. And everybody froze. Nobody knew what Prabhupada was going to do, Prabhupada paused for a long time. He said, Krishna is black, but not like you. The Lord is also known as Giridhari or Girivardhari, because Krishna, for the sake of his devotees, lifted Govardhan hill. The devotees appreciate the Lord's inconceivable strength, but non-devotees, in spite of directly perceiving the Lord's inconceivable strength and power, regard the Lord's activities as fictitious. This is the difference between a devotee and non-devotee. Non-devotees cannot give any nomenclature for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, yet the Lord is known as Shama Sundar and Giridhari. Similarly, the Lord is known as Devaki Nandan and Yasoda Nandan, because he accepted the role of the son of Mother Devaki and Mother Yasoda. And he is known as Gopal because he enjoyed the sport of devotees as Devaki Nandan, Yasoda Nandan, Gopal, and Shama Sundar. These are all transcendental names that only devotees can appreciate and non-devotees cannot. So the non-devotees, they say God can't have any name because he's unlimited. But that means that we have something more. That if you can have a name and God can't have a name, then you have something that God doesn't have. But God, he has unlimited names. God has it's not that there's no name of God, but there's unlimited names of God. And he takes names that seem quite extraordinary, because we know that Krishna, he's unborn, yet he's known as Yashoda Nandan and Devaki Nandan, the son of Devaki and Yasoda. But Krishna relishes being known by these names. Although Krishna is unborn, he plays the role of the son of Mother Yasoda, Yashoda Nandan. So these are relished by the devotees, or they're inconceivable by the non-devotees. The history of Krishna the person has been openly seen by everyone, yet only those who are in love with the Supreme Personality Godhead can appreciate this history. Whereas non-devotees, who have not developed their loving qualities, think that the activities, form, and attributes of the Supreme Personality Godhead are fictitious. Therefore this birth explains Nanama Rupe Gunajanma Karmibini Rupa Tatvye Tava Tasya Sakshina. In this connection, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti has given the example that persons suffering from jaundice cannot taste the sweetness of sugar candy, although everyone knows that sugar candy is sweet. Similarly, because of the material disease, non-devotees cannot understand the transcendental name, form, attributes, and activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although they actually see the Lord's activities either through authority or through history. The Puranas are old, authentic histories, but non-devotees cannot understand them, especially Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the essence of Vedic knowledge. Non-devotees cannot understand even the preliminary study of transcendental knowledge, Bhagavad Gita. They simply speculate and present commentaries with absurd distortions. In conclusion, unless one elevates himself to the transcendental platform by practicing bhakti yoga, one cannot understand the Supreme Personality Godhead or his name, form, attributes, or activities. But if by chance, by the associating devotees, one can actually understand the Lord and his features, one immediately becomes a liberated person. So the non-devotees, they think Krishna lifted a hill. How is it possible? This is all fictitious. So Biswanath Chakravarti gives the example that somebody suffering from jaundice, he tastes sugar candy as bitter. Everyone else is tasting it very sweet. Because he has jaundice, he tastes it as bitter. So the materialists, because they have the material disease, material jaundice, they can't understand the transcendental name, form, and pastimes of the Lord. Although devotees, they're relishing them like anything. We hear about Krishna lifting over on hill, and we shout with joy, Bhajagiraj Maharaj Ki! As the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 4:9, Janma karma chame divyam evam yoveti tattvata taktva deham punar janma mameti nor sojana. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. Srila Rupa Goswami has therefore said that by affection and love for the Supreme Personality Godhead, devotees can express their mind to him with their words. Otherwise, others, however, cannot do this, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Bhaktya maham abhijanati yavan yaschasma tattvata. At one time, Prabhupada asked the devotees, what is the most important verse in Bhagavad Gita? And immediately everyone says, Sarvadharmam Prisham. No. Then somebody said, so many their favorite verses. Prabhupada said, no. Nobody guessed. Then Prabhupada said, this is the most. Janma karma chame divyam. Just like in English we say divine. Krishna's birth and activities, divyam. Just like Prabhupada said, Krishna's got rasa lila, you've got rascal lila. Evam yoveti tattva. Somebody understands them in truth. What happens? Tyaktva deham. Tyaktva means to leave this body. Punar janmana. There's no punar janma for him. Just by Prabhupada, this is the most important verse. If you just understand this thing, that Krishna's name and pastimes, activities, form, everything is divyam, divine, then on leaving this body, you don't take another body. This is the most, and wherever you go, Mahamriti Sarjuna, you'll come to me. So this is the most important verse in Bhagavad Gita. So today is also the disappeared Srila Jaidev Goswami. So we know he's very famous for writing Gita Govinda. We'll talk about that. And part of that Gita Govinda was the Dasavatar Stotra. Every day, the fourth verse we're chanting, Tava kara kamala bare nakam adbhuta sringam dalita hiranyakashipu tanubring keshavajita narahari rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jai Jagadisha Hare. So this verse is found in the Dasavatar Stotram of Gita Govinda, which was written by Srila Jaidev Goswami. He appeared about 300 years before Sriman Mahaprabhu, but still, somehow by his devotion, that great, that attraction for the highest Krishna Prem, Parakiya Bhav, appeared within his heart, even before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. There's several devotees. Chandidas is one, Jaidev is one like that. So he was born in Bengal. I can't remember the name of the village, Tenduli, something like that. Kindulia, all right. And he married a very wonderful, chaste lady named Padmavati. At some time, they moved to Puri. And there he wrote this Geet Govind. In fact, when he was writing, it's a very interesting pastime when he was writing Geet Govind, because it describes intimate pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Actually, you have to be a liberated person to understand Geet Govind. Because it's very, very rasic. Materialists completely misunderstand it. It's like, I think it was in Canada somewhere, Prabhupada was there. And one Indian professor was telling Prabhupada, your devotees are all brahmacharis, how will they understand this Geet Govind? And Prabhupada became like Lord Nrsingadev. He said, unless you become brahmachari, you cannot understand Geet Govind. Prabhupada just fired on him. It's not something mundane. Then he becomes so intimate that at one point he wanted to write one verse, but he was hesitating. He said, how can I write this verse that makes Krishna appear like he's beneath the gopis? He's beneath Radharani and the gopis. So he thought, how can I put this in black and white? How can I write such a verse? Put it in writing. So he thought, let me go take my bath in the Ganga and think about it. So he left it the line unfinished on his book. He went to take his bath in the sea. When he came back, while he was gone, Krishna appeared in the form of Jaidev and came and sat down at his desk, took his pen, dipped it in the ink, because those days we didn't have Schaefer ballpoint pens. He dipped it in the ink and he finished with just a feather, and he finished the line. And then he went to Padmavati and took his lunch, and then he went out and disappeared. Meanwhile, Jaidev came home from his bath and he asked his wife about lunch. As you just took your lunch. You came home, you sat down at your desk, you finished writing something, and then you came and took your lunch and left. And Jaidev was shocked, because he was bathing all this time. So he ran to his desk and he looked and he saw this line is there, Dehi pada palavam mudaram, that Krishna is bowing down at the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. Very intimate verse. He was afraid to write, but Krishna wrote it for him to show that it was correct. And then he understood, oh my dear wife, you saw Sakshat Krishna himself. You fed Sakshat Krishna himself. You're so fortunate. I'm not so fortunate like you. He began to cry. So gradually in Puri, this Geet Govind became very popular, but the king of Puri, he considered himself a great poet, so he wrote another book called Abhinav Geet Govind. And he was trying to advertise it as being better than this Jayadev's Geet Govind. Then he went to all his ministers and they all laughed at him. He said, your Geet Govind is nothing compared to the Geet Govind. How can we push this? And he was insisting. It finally became a big controversy. So they said, all right, let Lord Jagannath decide. So they put the Abhinav Geet Govind and Geet Govind of Jayadev in front of the Lord at night, and they put the Lord to rest. In the morning when they came, Lord Jagannath was clasping Jayadev's Geet Govind to his chest, and the king's one was torn up and thrown all over the floor. So it was Lord Jagannath gave the conclusion, this Geet Govind is the highest literature. But so the king was still giving him lots of problems, so he left there. He moved to Bengal, to Mayapur. His house was just almost near where our Mayapur Chandra Mandir is. And so then, at that time, the king of Bengal was Lakshman Sen. So Lakshman Sen heard this guy who wrote Geet Govind has come to stay in my kingdom. He was very happy. So he went there with all his kingly entourage, and Jayadev became upset. He said, why are you coming here? You're a king, you're involved in materialistic activities. I'm a Brahmin, I'm very simple, I live very simply. Now you've polluted my ashram, I'm going to leave your kingdom. And King Lakshman Sain fell at his feet. He said, oh, Prabhu, please, I'm sorry. I know that I'm a king involved in all kinds of undesirable things in the service of the country. But I know I've polluted your ashram, but please don't leave. At least you go to the other side of the Ganga and stay. But please stay here. So Jaidev was very shocked, because ordinarily if you said such things to a king, that you have polluted my place, the king will become very angry. But he saw this king was actually pure devotee. Then he said, all right, I've given my word, I can't take my word back, but I will accept your word, I will go across the Ganga. Which is another proof why Mayapur is the actual place, because he said on the other side of the Ganga. Because Lakshman Sain's, his palace was there just near our Mayapur. So he moved to Champahati, and there he stayed. And he told the king that you can come, but you have to come dressed as a Vaishnava. So there the king visited Jaidev many times. So like this, there's so many wonderful stories that we know that Lord Chaitanya relished many things, the poetry of Chandidas and so many other things. And he also, one of the things he used to relish very much was this Gita Govind. It was very, very intimate pastimes of Radha and Krishna. And in fact, even today in Puri, they recite this the Gita Govind before Lord Jagannath every day. When he eats, oh, I didn't know that. When he eats, my goodness. What a way to take prasadam, huh? So, today is his disappearance day, so we decided to speak a few words about Jaidev Goswami. So I think time is up, huh? Anybody, if there's a few questions, we can try to entertain your questions. Yes.
Well, I was just wondering, the king of Puri who wrote his own version of Gita Govind and considered it better than Jaidev's, what was the name of that, of his version?
Abhinav Gita Govind.
Abhinav, and what does that mean? Abhinav? Oh, the newest and better. I see.
New improved. Yes, Prabhu. Where's Bhakta Mike?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for the nice class. In the purport it came that because people are materialistic, they cannot understand name, form, pastime. Interestingly, Prabhupada wrote, therefore, these pastimes are being performed by the Lord in the material world so that people become attracted. And in the later part of the purport, Prabhupada writes that just like jaundice affected patient, he cannot taste anything sweet. So these people cannot understand the sweetness of the pastime of the Lord. So both sides Prabhupada has said, because the materialists are covered by ignorance or whatever, impurity, so they cannot, for them, Lord performs the pastime. And later part Prabhupada says, they cannot understand the pastime because they are affected by jaundice. So how does that go?
Just like if one has got jaundice, the cure is sugar candy. Although the sugar candy tastes bitter, the cure of jaundice is taking the sugar candy. So by gradually associating with the wonderful pastimes, the people are attracted to read wonderful pastimes. So gradually by associating with those pastimes, especially under the guidance of pure devotee, they become cured of their disease. The same way that somebody eating sugar candy, although it's bitter in the beginning, gradually they become purified and relish the sweetness of sugar candy. Therefore we go out every day distributing these books so that people will get a chance to associate with Krishna, and gradually their jaundice condition will be cured. They can't understand, but they're attractive. We like to read stories, just like we go on the train, we see everybody reading Manohar Kaniya. But by reading Krishna stories, especially those translated and presented by pure devotees, so like I said, one should not go to the 10th canto, but Krishna book is nothing but 10th canto, but it's been presented with Srila Prabhupada's purports. So gradually people will become attracted.
One more question.
Yeah.
So normally the sequence is Nam, Roop, Gun, Leela. First name, then the name reveals Roop, Gun and Leela. So Prabhupada mentions that first the Leela, because Leela becomes attractive to the conditioned soul, and then he becomes attracted to the Lord.
Well, we say it in that way, but actually all of them are transcendental. Like Prabhupada said, a bowl of sugar is sweet no matter which side you start from. Just like I translated Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it describes, Nista, Asakti, Ruchi. He said this is general order, but Vishwanath Chakravarti sometimes they're out of order also. Yes.
We have 10 minutes more. Can you sing one bhajan? Can you bhajan?
All right. But this is Nachne Wali Bhajan, so you'll all have to stand up and dance. You're all tired of sitting anyway. All right, but you have to move it up one notch.